What's up, guys? My name's Andres. This is the Strong Family Money Show. Thanks for coming by. Um, so, on the Strong Family Money Show, we help dads improve their fitness, their finances, and their family. Today, I'm going to give you an exercise to do that will help you determine what you can and can't control in your life, and how changing this or implementing this will improve just how you go about your life in general. It's a really easy exercise. It's something that you can implement starting now, and it'll help you, throughout many facets of your life. So, a lot of times we get hung up on why did something happen to me? Why did something happen to my family? What could I have done differently so that it didn't happen at all? What can I have done differently to? So it's a lot of sulking and moping and a lot of time wasted. So we've all heard the Serenity Prayer. This is something used in like 12-step programs, but it's very it's an important. If you don't want to like the word prayer, the saying or quote. So it's God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference between the two. So most of the time, or all the time, when something happens to you, um, you have no control over that, right? There's nothing you could have done, um, because uh, there are. So I do a lot of research in like Stoicism, and we just happened to watch Gladiator last night, one of the family's favorite movies. Um, so in Stoicism, there's Marcus Aurelius has a famous book on Stoicism that is pretty much the backbone of people who try and follow this way of thinking. So there's a quote: "Of all existing things, some are in our power, and others are not in our power. In our power are thought, impulse, will to get, and will to avoid, and in a word, everything which is our own doing." So that basically means the only thing we have control over is stuff that happens inside of us, right? How much ambition we have, how much hard work we do, um, you know, that's all stuff that is inside of us, and that's really all that we have control over. And it goes on to say things not in our power include the body, property, reputation, office, and in a word, everything which is not of our own doing. When he says body there, the assumption is stuff that just happens to you, right? It isn't like your body will start to, not do things for you or reject you, right? But at the same time, it's like you can get sick from outside things, you get hurt from outside things, right? So you really have no control what happens what outside in. Property, right? It can burn down, it can get taken from you for some reason. Office, the assumption there is that he means work. You have no control over how much work you have and how much work you get. So, that really is not in your control. Um, so, what we have to know is the difference between the two. And a lot of times, the problem is people mix everything together and assume that they had control over things that other people did to them. So, um, what this episode is about is, I have an exercise for you guys to do. It's something that I have a journal that I write in every day. A lot of my ideas for what I speak about, and I've been doing a lot of more frequent vlogging just of my journaling. So in there, I also have this exercise that I do. It's every day at the end of the day. What you're going to do is you're going to sit down with your journal, and it's best at the end of the day. Don't wait until you have time the next day or stuff like that. It's at the end of the day. You're going to sit down with your journal. Be it, I've been using Evernote here for a while, and I finally figured out a way that works for me. So in my Evernote journal, I have a page where I say, "This is um, the most important thing that happened to me today," right? Did you get in a fight with your spouse? Did you have a run in with your boss? And yes, most of the time when you do this exercise, and when people think of this, is when something bad happens to them. So you're going to sit down and you're going to think about, what is that thing that happened to you today? And then what you're going to do is you're going to analyze the situation, right? What really was in your control, right? What could you have done to change the situation? And you're also going to write down what things were not in your control, right? And what you're going to find out is, a lot of the time, most of the time, most of the things will fall into the things outside of your control. They'll fall into that column, right? So, you didn't, you didn't get a raise at work, or you didn't get a promotion at work, right? So you're gonna sit down and say, why didn't I get a promotion from work? Or what could I have done to make sure that happened, right? It really is not in your control, because you are not the one making the decision whether or not you get that promotion or not, right? You can, what you can do is you get to work on time, and even that isn't in your control, because accidents can happen on the freeway, right? Someone in your home can get sick, right? So even that is not in your control. But what you have the most control over is making it to work, and getting there on time, completing all your tasks. And you can find out that, right, if they are dependent on other people, then that also falls into that same category of, there's influence from others there. You can say, I can be nice to others, which really is totally in your control, right? How you act towards other people is completely in your control. How they act towards you is not, but how you respond to them is, right? So you're gonna make a big list of these things, and I would start with a week's worth of journaling, on figuring out, when things happen, why do they happen, and whose control are they under. And what you're gonna find is, you know, it's really how you respond to things that determines how you feel inside. Because most of the things, like I said, are not in your, not to say that you shouldn't do anything, because everything's not in your control, but this really is, this is totally an exercise to help you understand that, you know, the next day will come, right? You'll get over it. Things will get better. You have another chance at it, right? What can you do to help you get through the times when you find out that you're not in control? And at the end of the week, what you're going to do is you're going to review every day that you've written down, and you're going to see if you can find any common themes, right? You know, it always happens when this happens, right? Or it always happens when I interact with, you know, whatever, this person, or I go to this place, or, you know, whatever. So you try and find a theme with all the things that are written down, that you've written down for that week, and you can decide, you know, to change that thing, to stop that thing, or to, you know, remove yourself from that situation or that thing, right? So it's really an exercise to get your mind in a place where you understand that, you know, if one thing happens that is bad, right, there's always another chance to do it. And if something happens to you, not to say that you shouldn't take responsibility for what is yours, because that's a very important, you know, personality trait to have responsibility for your shortcomings and what you do wrong. But understand that, you know, emotionally and for your self-esteem, right, most of the things are done to you, and it isn't a result of the person that you are. And I would say understanding the difference between the two, you know, what happens to me, what I can control, and what others do to me, has really helped me, you know, continue, you know, all the goals that I want to accomplish. Because it's like you come into a situation where you're, you know, they, you know, they cannot help me, right? They don't want to help me. They're gonna, you know, try not to help me, right? How else can I, whatever I have control over, can I think of something different? Do I have a new idea? Can I approach the situation differently? And that really helps you continue what you're working on, and not get discouraged, and understand that, you know, you could be doing everything right, and it's your path that you have to take to get to where you want to go, which is, the important thing. Getting to the end is really the important thing, and understanding what you can change, you control of yourself, will help you reach your goal in the end. Anyway, do this for a week. Let me know how you guys do, how you guys feel about it. And I'm sure it'll be something that you do, from here on out going forward. Journaling in general is a great way to decompress and analyze and plan what you're doing in your life, and I've it's helped me quite a bit. You're trying to remember everything, that isn't as easy as it sounds. So add this to your journaling if you already do, and I'm sure it'll help you out a lot. So thanks a lot for watching. My name's Andres. This is the Strong Family Money Show, and I'll talk to you guys next time.